On August 13, 1993, just over the bridge from the city of Philadelphia, John Michael GAUDREAU was born. Son of an ice hockey junkie, John was destined to be on the ice. The game was in his blood, and before long, he was on skates at Hollydale Ice Arena in Sewell, New Jersey, under the direction of his mentor, coach, and father, Guy GAUDREAU.
Obviously, being a hockey director here, you know, it was kind of just a natural fit to have him here. And so when he was 2 years old, I'd bring him to the rink and I'd be doing the learn skate, and he would just lay on the ice and wouldn't do anything. So some of the older kids I was coaching, I gave him a bag of Skittles, and he'd put Skittles on the ice, and he'd kind of crawl to them and just start skating to them and pick them up and eat them. And that's how we got him going the first 3-4 months. Actually, I did the same thing with Matt, so I bribed my boys to skate. So I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but after 4 or 5 months, then they just started going on their own.
A bag of Skittles, a snack you can grab for $1 at a convenience store, was the catalyst of Johnny's million-dollar dreams.
I don't really remember much of it, but my dad says that he had a few counselors out here helping him throw a whole bunch of Skittles around the ice for me to go skate around and pick them up. I think he said he did that because the first few times he had me out there, I was just laying around not moving. So I guess it's a little clever idea for him to think of that.
Gloucester Catholic High School's ice hockey team was coached by Johnny's father, Guy GAUDREAU, and it was the ideal place for Johnny. After 3 years of Gloucester Catholic hockey, Johnny did get noticed, and he was faced with a huge decision: whether or not he was going to finish his senior year at Gloucester Catholic or leave to play in the USHL for the Dubuque Fighting Saints in Iowa.
It was hard for my wife and I. We felt that we'd rather he graduate from high school and go, but he could have been the best hockey player in the state of New Jersey, which means absolutely nothing, to go and play in the best league in the United States and being that far away from home, and that's probably the biggest decision he ever made in his hockey career, right there. It's probably one of the hardest things I ever did when I dropped him off there. I just turned 17, and we were driving away to go to Chicago, get the plane. I'm like, oh, I couldn't believe I left him there. So
Johnny finished his season and led his team to the championship, winning the Clark Cup. But Johnny had another huge decision to make as college hockey loomed. A decision that he didn't entirely make on his own.
We had a lot of schools from Hockey East. There are some schools that were outside Hockey East, but we wanted to stay on the East Coast, close to our family. And we decided wherever we're going together. And growing up, John always was a huge fan of Boston College. So when we got back home and we did the decision making, John told me it was my choice. Like, wherever I wanted to go, he would go with me.
Matty being the brother he is, I think he thought back, this is where John always wanted to go. So, if we're, not sure which one, let's just go to Boston College, and it was a great decision for both of them.
Just before starting his career at Boston College, GAUDREAU was selected in the 4th round, 104th overall, in the 2011 NHL Draft by the Calgary Flames. The end of Johnny's junior season could not have been scripted any better than it actually happened, starting with the Frozen Four taking place right in his backyard in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
During the Frozen Four, we lost our first game against Union. Everybody was upset that night. It was a hard night. We went home. At
that point, John really hadn't decided. I think he kind of knew, but we said, John, you really have to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to go back to BC? Or are you going to go to Calgary, because they had one more game and they wanted him to come out for the game. And he still had the Hobie Baker the following evening. So he said, I'll let you know my decision before we hit the driveway. And we pull into the driveway, and my husband says, well, what did you decide? We're home. And he said, can I talk to Mommy by myself? So Guy and Matty went into the house, and he said, Mom, I don't want you to be sad. He goes, I feel so bad, you're so sad. And he said, I can't do this if you're going to be really sad. And I said, well, John, I'm a mom. It doesn't matter if you do it this year, if you do it next year, whenever you do it. I'm going to be sad because Calgary is so far. And he said, so, it's my decision. You're going to be okay with it either way? And I said, yeah. He couldn't get the phone out of his pocket fast enough, and I think he had his advisor on speed dial, because he hit the button, put the phone up there, and said, "I can go."
That wasn't revealed to anybody until after the Hobie Baker Award was done. Then the whole public, the media, found out that he had signed him. And then they flew John and Billy Arnold to Vancouver with the team, and we flew from there to Vancouver, and that's when he played his first game.
John Gaudreau's story continues to be told, as his first NHL season has been full of prestigious accolades. John Gaudreau is destined for greatness. He is a hockey phenom. He is Johnny Hockey.